Can the Sixers continue with Embiid at the helm? Let's figure that out on this edition of The Nest. Hello everybody, welcome back to The Nest RXP. My name is Rob and welcoming you back as we continue to rebuild NBA teams in their offseason. And today, we're handling the Philadelphia 76ers, a team I'm not a fan of. I'm going to be brutally honest, do not care for the 76ers. They have some solid players that I enjoy watching. I love VJ Edgecombe. I love watching Tyrese Maxey. I love these guys. But they're a team I do not care for and have not cared for a long time. But I put my bias aside and try to do my best with this team. And we're going to be getting into all that in a second. But before we get into it, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure to check out the TikTok and Instagram and all other little pages that you can find handling the Nest RXP, because I'm going to be covering short-form content, finishing off the NBA playoffs, and also short-form content throughout the offseason and regular season as well. Now, the big thing with the 76ers is figuring out if you can trade Paul George, or PG 8 now, not PG 13, Paul George. And that's been a big question that a lot of teams have been hesitant to do, because when they originally signed him, he was not playing good, and then this season he started playing kind of good, and then he obviously had the drug suspension, and now he came back and he played pretty well in the playoffs, and he helped the 76ers beat the Celtics in the first round. So I do think he can be a solid player on a different team. His contract is absolutely atrocious for his age, but I do think you can find a way to make it work and get a trade for him. So I have two trades drawn up. I think the one I'm going to do second is going to be the better option for the 76ers and for the team in question. But the two trades I have drawn up are as follows. So the Jazz will acquire Paul George and the 22nd overall pick via the Sixers, obviously. And the 76ers will just acquire Lauri Markkanen. Why I originally made this trade? Mainly because I think Paul George as a true three or true wing would fit better alongside Jaren Jackson Jr. and Walker Kessler and those guys in Utah. And I kind of like that better for the Jazz. The issue is I don't think the Jazz are going to be so willing to give up on Lauri Markkanen for cheap like that. But I can maybe see a world where this happens, but I don't see it happening for I don't see the Utah Jazz agreeing to that. Which is why I made this other trade that I think both teams would be more inclined to do. So it is with the Minnesota Timberwolves, and you've probably seen this trade somewhere, and it goes something like this. So the 76ers will acquire Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo, and the Timberwolves will acquire Paul George, the 22nd overall pick, and 2 second-round picks for 2027, I believe. Or just 2 second-round picks in general. It doesn't really matter when they are. I like this trade for both teams. I think Julius Randle is a good 4 alongside this team. He could be a good 3 or 4th option alongside Maxey and Embiid. I like him in that role. He's a true 4, which is what the Sixers have needed for a minute now. You get Dante DiVincenzo, who can be good for you. Obviously, he's going to be coming back from an Achilles injury in a year or something like that, so he may not play for you for a few years. But I do like this trade for them, and you're not giving up a ton of picks to get off of Paul George either. And I don't hate this. I think this is the best trade you can make for Paul George. The question is, do the Timberwolves make that trade? Now, if I'm the Timberwolves, yes, I'm absolutely making this trade. But it's still an if. And other than that, I just made a couple re-signings and a couple of signings. So, first off, I have them re-signing Andre Drummond to a 3-year, $20 million deal. Nice little backup center for them. He can start for you if Embiid is out. I like that role for him. I also have them re-signing Kelly Oubre to a 2-year, $25 million deal. Again, he can start at that 3 spot for you. I like that for this team. And it can be anywhere from $25 million to $30 million. So that'd be 12 million to 15 million per year. I think that's good for a guy like Kelly Oubre. He's a quality wing option for you. I also have them re-signing Quentin Grimes. I have it as just a 2-year, $10 million deal. Nice little $5 million per year deal. He may command more money. I could see teams going and taking a risk with him. But I think you can buy low on him, and he can have the second year be a team option or something, so that he can just fill the gap until Dante DiVincenzo is healthy again. And then once Dante comes back, you can just get rid of Grimes however you can. And then for the non-re-signings, I have them signing Anthony Simons to a 1-year minimum, just taking a little risk on him. He could be that backup point guard for you. And you're going to give Maxey a ton of minutes, so Anthony Simons doesn't need a ton of minutes. And he can also kind of be that if Quentin Grimes turns into something a little more impactful, you can wave or just tuck Simons deeper into the bench and then start a backcourt of, or have a backcourt off the bench of Dante DiVincenzo and Quentin Grimes. I also have them signing Larry Nance to be the backup 4 and backup 5 at times. I like this for the Sixers because if for some reason Embiid is not healthy, which it's Embiid, no offense, then you have Andre Drummond starting, so you're going to need a backup center for him. And Larry Nance can play the center. He's more of a 4 in terms of position, but he has played the center for the New Orleans Pelicans, and he can be a quality center for you. You can also go out and just sign a cheap center like Zach Collins or something to be that third-string center for you. But regardless, Larry Nance can also do that for you. But if not, he can be that quality 4 option. And now that's just about it for this team. There wasn't a ton of changes you can make. Obviously, Paul George's contract plus Tyrese Maxey's contract plus Embiid's contract, it kind of hinders you a decent bit in terms of trades you can make. But I also do, it's weird to say because I don't like this team, but they do have a ton of like good fit players already. It's just a matter of making those small tweaks, and now the team would look something like this. So Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe would run the backcourt position as they have all year. Kelly Oubre would run the 3 spot, and now Julius Randle would be at the 4 with Embiid at the 5. And then off the bench, you have Anthony Simons, Quentin Grimes, Larry Nance Jr., Andre Drummond, and also Dante DiVincenzo, who will be injured. You got other guys as well. So I like this team. I like how I've rebuilt it a little bit. It's not a great team by any means, but I think between the stars of Maxey, Embiid, and VJ, plus Randall as well, I think if those 4 can be healthy enough and can be consistent enough, they can still do good things. But until you make a decision of if you're going to stick with Embiid as the number 1 option, or rather as the number 2 option, because I think Maxey is more of the number 1 option nowadays. So if you're going to stick with Embiid as one of the co-stars for the Sixers team, that's going to hinder you for a good few years. And I think while they haven't talked about it yet, I do think that if you truly want to compete for a long time in this league, I would trade Embiid soon to try and get some value back for him, and then kind of rebuild with Maxey and VJ as your 2 primary stars. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think these Sixers should stick with Embiid? Do you think they should trade Embiid this offseason? And if so, where do you think they should trade him, and what team should look to acquire him? But until next time, y'all, peace.